Hello students, I'm Dr. Himanshu Kanpal, Assistant Professor English, Government MS College for Women, Bikaner. Today I'm going to tell you about the play Yayati, written by Girish Karnad. First of all, we are going to discuss Girish Karnad as a dramatist. Girish Karnad, a noted stage actor, playwright, television artist and creative figure, was born at Mathiran near Bombay in 1938. He comes of a Saraswat Konkani family of Mangalore. He passed his childhood in a small town in Karnataka. After his teens, his family moved to a big city. He went to Bombay for his postgraduate studies, and at the end of his stay at Bombay, he received a scholarship to go abroad for further studies. Initially, Karnad wanted to be a poet. He had written poetry through his teens, but he soon realized that he would be a playwright, not a poet. He is one of the greatest of Indian dramatists writing in English. He has three notable plays to his credit: Yayati, Tughlaq, and Hayavadna. Myth, history, and folktale form the basis of these plays. Karnad is a versatile genius. Tughlaq has been an immensely popular play, and it raised him at once to the front rank of Indian dramatists in English. Today he towers head and shoulders above other writers in the field. Now we are going to discuss the play Yayati. As a reader of Karnad plays, one has to pay attention to their sources. Almost every text has a source, in that the plot is derived from somewhere. The common sources of his plays include myth, folk tale, Puranas, historical chronicles, epics, etc. He seemed to have inspired from Shakespeare, who follows the same tendency of adapting recognized plots. The adaptation is normally a process of putting a source text into another genre, a kind of switch over. Many fictions have been transformed into successful plays or films and vice versa. It's a kind of reinterpretation of the canonical text, either by molding them into a different genre or relocating their cultural context. Besides, the more the adaptation deviates from the source text, the more creative and original it becomes. Karnad engages himself in what Janet calls transgeneric practice, is that adapting or reinterpreting mythic narratives, folk narratives, and historical chronicles into drama. He takes plots from these sources and delivers them in new dramatic forms. In that sense, all his plays are transpositions in which the original narratives are adapted with the aesthetic conventions of an entirely different generic process. Molded into a new form, these texts offer a new perspective of life which is relevant in the present context. Karnad derives plot from these sources because he feels that they are relevant and enable him to reflect on the contemporary social and political life in a more subtle and systematic way. So, in his first play, that is Yayati, it was published in 1961. The play interprets an ancient myth from Mahabharata in modern context. It is an adaptation of an ancient myth, and Karnad reinterpreted the text from Mahabharata in modern context. The story centers around the character of Yayati, a king who is in the prime of his life, is cursed to old age, and he goes around asking people, "Will you take my old age?" The play that started Girish Karnad's successful career as a playwright was Yayati. It was penned over a few weeks in 1960 when Karnad was planning to leave India for Oxford as a Rhodes Scholar for 3 years against the wishes of his parents. Hence, the play had its relevance that older generation demand sacrifices on the part of younger generation. The present translation of the play by Karnad is therefore modified and enriched with suggestions from Satyadev Dubey, Dr. Sriram Lago, and C.R. Simha. Karnad found the myth of Yayati, Divyani, Sharmishtha rich in possibilities for the expression of psychological and physiological needs of human beings and social obligation. The myth of Yayati, Divyani, Sharmishtha has been continuously adapted in Indian literature. It has been turned into many plays and novels. Indian writers' fascination with the myth of Yayati still exists, and works based on the myth pour in every year, such as the popularity of myth of Yayati. However, Karnad's adaptation holds an important place in these outnumbering adaptations. He challenges the very authority of parents by inventing the character of Chitralekha, who questions the moral authority of Yayati in taking over her husband's youth on the very first night of their marriage. Here I am going to discuss the story of the play. As I've told you, the story revolves around the character of Yayati, a king who is in the prime of his life, is cursed to old age, and he goes around asking people, will you take my old age? Will you take my old age? No one accepts except his own son Puru. Ultimately, the son becomes old and the father becomes young. Karnad finds the case of Yayati his own case in a different context. He says, I think looking back at that point, perhaps it seems to me very significant that this was what was happening to me. My parents demanding that I should be in a particular way even when my future seems to be opening up in another. So you see, it was the play where the myth in some ways gave exact expression to what I was trying to say, but the form is entirely borrowed from the West. According to Devdutt Patnaik, in Hindu mythology, there is a famous Yayati complex, that is, parents expecting sacrifices on the part of their children to fulfill their selfish motives. He termed it as reverse Oedipus complex. In Greek mythology, there are numerous tales depicting a son responsible for the death of his father. For example, the famous tale of Oedipus Rex. However, in Hindu mythology, we have the reverse situation, is that a father destroys his son to fulfill his ambition. Whether it is Bhishma, Rama or Puru, they have to sacrifice for the sake of their fathers. The Yayati complex indicates the moral obligations in Indian family, which even Karnad had to face by when he decided to go to Oxford as a Rhodes Scholar for 3 years. Hence, Karnad employed the myth to show the intricacies, the complexities of Indian family structure and challenge its moral authority, which makes sons like Puru to sacrifice their prime and precious thing to keep it intact. Karnad sticks to the original story as far as the past of the characters is concerned. The prenuptial conflicting relation of Divyani and Sharmishtha. Yayati's encounter with Divyani, whom he found in a well after her quarrel with Sharmishtha, and his marriage with Divyani form the part of exposition which is spread throughout the play. In the play, Yayati's liaison with Sharmishtha and willingness to marry her angers Divyani. She makes her father Shukracharya curse Yayati for his transgression to become decrepitude. In the original story, Devyani learns about the marriage between Sarmishtha and Yayati from their sons. So, interpolation is a common feature in adaptation. Karna too invents the character of Chitralekha as a wife of Puru. As the myth is adapted from Mahabharata, Karna made certain changes and he invents the character of Chitralekha as a wife of Puru. Her function is to question. Her function is to question the moral authority of Yayati in taking her husband's youth for his sensual pleasures. Chitralekha is the newly wedded wife of Puru, but she is by circumstances deprived of the joys of a bride. Puru and Chitralekha stayed 2 days at a palace gates waiting for the auspicious hour. When the auspicious hour comes, they are not accorded welcome in any way because Devyani, Sharmishta and Yayati are engaged in the wranglings of their own creation, so much so that they do not have time to prepare a chamber for them. Chitralekha is very accommodating and intelligent. The suggestion of Chitralekha makes Yayati realize her function is to question the moral authority of Yayati in taking her husband's youth for his sensual pleasure. She suggests Yayati to take over the role of husband. The suggestion of Chitralekha makes Yayati realize his mistake and her suicide forces him to return Puru's youth. Swarnalata's character, like that of Chitralekha, is invented and runs parallel to the disenchantment experienced by the latter. She has lost her husband and thinks that death brings peace, the deliverance from uncertainty. She is a slave without any rights or privileges, without any chance of asserting herself in any way or changing the condition, yet she has carved out a place for herself in the general drama of pain. However, she repents her proposition when she finds Chitralekha taking cue from her speech, commits suicide. Just as Swarnalata's husband deserted her when he learned about her relationship with her teacher, Devyani too deserts Yayati after he makes love to Sharmishtha. Swarnalata's married life is Karnad's addition to the original tale. Karnad takes the story from one genre to is that mythic story as it appeared in Mahabharata and delivers it to new audiences by means of aesthetic conventions of an entirely different generic process, a stage play. Yayati's story, which happened over many years, is shown to be happening in a very limited span of time in Karnad's Yayati. He had to cut or shorten many action units to focus on the core part of the myth, that is the transplantation of age. Most of the events are merely narrated and conveyed or suggested by the characters: the past of Devyani and Sharmishta, Shukracharya cursing Yayati, Puru's marriage, and many other events. The identity of Puru's mother is not revealed until the third and fourth act. In the first act, there is an impression that Devyani is Puru's mother, unlike in the original tale. However, it becomes clear from the third act that it is Sharmishta, not Devyani, who is the mother of Puru. The revelation of Sharmishta as Puru's mother makes us understand that Yayati has been in love with her for a long time, keeping Devyani in ignorance. It is only in the second act that she becomes witness to their aggression and decides to leave the palace. That means Sharmishta is not shown married to Yayati as in the original tale, and it is more than mere vengeance on the part of Sharmishta in the play. She remains firm behind Yayati and tries to prevent him from exchanging his decrepitude with anyone including Puru. She wants him to accept his fate and lead a life of an ascetic. Overall, Karnan has been faithful to the source text of Yayati. However, he has made few changes to intensify the theme of social obligations and ripeness in all. As Karnad says, old age brings no knowledge, no self-realization, only the senselessness of a punishment meted out for an act in which he had not even participated. The play shows that mere old age should not be revered but the maturity of a youth. The adaptation of the myth of Yayati by Karnan has its relevance not only at the time it was written but also to the present time when children have to sacrifice their wishes to the whims of their parents who are competing with other parents. However, some children are also forcing their loved ones to bend to their wishes. So it is very clear that adaptation provides us with new perspectives and points of view. So Girish Karnad's first play, Yayati, reinterprets an ancient myth from Mahabharata in modern context. Yayati is his first attempt in the field of drama, yet it presents the theme very effectively. It is a self-consciously existentialist drama on the theme of responsibility. Girish Karnad has written a highly impressive and flawless play on Yayati. What characterizes it most is the reinterpretation of an ancient myth in the light of contemporary concerns. I hope you liked the video. Share, like and subscribe. Thank you.